Yes, people. Welcome to the call-in show. Big up to everybody who's watching. As you can see, we have a new sponsor for this channel. Big up to OneFootball App. They are sponsoring the channel, especially for this video today, the live call-in show. Make sure people to go and download the OneFootball app. It is free to download. Link in the description below. All your latest football news, all your latest kind of transfer news, the latest that United want Richarlison. Not for me, but it is what it is. Get all the matches on there, all the scores, all the latest news. Make sure you go check it out, people. Help support the channel, man. They're supporting us. That's down to you guys watching the show. You guys helping us out. So make sure you go download that OneFootball app. Link is in the description below, people. It's free to download. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, that's all you guys, you know what I mean? Your guys for helping us out and whatnot. The shows we're giving you. Big up to everybody who's supporting the channel each and every time. But make sure you go download that. Link is in the description. OneFootball app. I use it all the time. So make sure you guys use it. But this is the calling show, people. And we have a lot to talk about. Big up from Nigeria, man. Come on, man. Big up, man. Big up from the motherland, Africa. You get me? I think Poch has passed it. Let's get Ten Hag in, the next up and coming manager. Listen, we want to have it, man. Yeah, man. Newsflash. Come on, man. Big up to Mr. Dan in the building. Big up to Eri Hart. What a name there. I think he's an Arsenal fan. But big up to you. Big up to Static. Big up from the Netherlands. Yeah, man. Come on, bro. We need your Dutch knowledge on Ten Hag. I am going to put the link in right now in the chat. And then you guys going to come on. It's a 2-hour calling show. So please don't be disappointed at the end of the show if you haven't got a chance to come on. You know what I mean? This is a 2-hour calling show. Is plenty enough time to get most people on. So please hit the button there. I put the link in. It's right there. I'm going to put it onto the chat right now so you guys can all come in. Yep, there it's pinned. It's pinned. It's pinned. It is pinned. And the main man is already in. Man like Wesley Bois. Is that how you sell it? Wesley Bois?
Yeah, Wesley Boos. Yeah, it's a difficult
Wesley
name
Boos.
to pronounce. Yeah, like Frank de Boer, and with an S.
Oh, yeah. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. How are you, Said?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad, man. We just need to know when you are flying over your Dutch compatriot. Ten
Yeah,
Hag.
I will call him as soon as possible. Don't worry.
Yeah, man. Say we need him, man. But, you know, who do you think's in control, man? You know what I mean? Do you think Man United, is it a tempting thing for him? You know, his legacy is on the line here because if he has a bad stint here, you know, you never know after that because, you know, you're risking a lot, you know, to come United, especially where they are at the minute and the free fall we're in.
Yeah, true, but I don't think he has much to lose. I think because the club's already on its knees, so I don't think it can't get any worse. Yeah, maybe his career will dip a little bit because he is on the up. You know, his achievement with Ajax, what he's done, his rebuilds with 2 different teams. You know, the team he built to which led to the semi-final Champions League, and then a lot of big names left. And yeah, his rebuilding now should have beat Benfica. By the way, just one of those games, you know.
You know, is that a worry for you with Ten Hag? You know what I mean, because of the fact that he hasn't been exposed to the probably the big leagues.
Yeah. It worries me a little bit because I've seen the improvement with Guardiola. Because as you know, maybe you don't know, but he has been under Guardiola in Bayern Munich. He trained the reserve team when Guardiola was manager at Bayern Munich. So he has got his philosophy. The only thing which worries me is he's too attacking minded. You know, sometimes you need a little bit more control, a little bit more sensible with your positions, not pushing the defenders too much forward. You know, which leaves you very vulnerable on the counter, which I've seen at Ajax.
You know, that's a good point you make.
A lot, you know. Especially, I've watched the Feyenoord game at Amsterdam. I was at the stadium, but the first goal was just everyone was a lot of overcommitment at the opposition box, and just 1, 2, 3 passes, and Feyenoord was in, and they scored in the rebound. But too many players moving forward. That's also what led to the second goal from Lucas Moura in the Champions League semi-final. because the Ligt was already in the opposition box. Which the free kick was Ajax free kick. He went to go to the opposition box, and from that the counter they scored, Lucas Moura. So you need a little bit more maturism in the squad. You know, attacking minded people is good, and so that's what he needs to work on. But yeah, I really like his football. Yeah, and it's much more pleasing on the eye than Pochettino's football.
Let me ask you one question. You know, this is probably the big key question.
Hey, Nick, big up,
man. Big up to Nick Van Dam, man. The key question is for me: can he work with these type of players, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka? You know, they're not very. We don't have a very, very technical team. Even Bruno Fernandes, you know, doesn't really like to pass the ball around to other people. You know, not very, very technical. You know, Dutch, the Ajax team, very, very technical team. Do you reckon he can work with this team who are not very technical? More a lot of pace and power and running, and you know.
I think some players in our team can surprise us. I think they're capable more than they've shown us, but I think some need to clear out. Yeah, because I don't think Ten Hag likes slow centre backs. You know, so it worries me with Maguire and Lindelof, who is also not the quickest, but he's a lot quicker than Maguire. But it's not only pace. You know, it's also football intelligence, positioning, and he likes to play with Martinez and Timber, who are also really maneuverable, you know, as a centre back. Also fast, but you need to play a lot of man-on-man defending and take a position on the left back or the right back because those fullbacks go higher up the pitch, you know. So I think it will be difficult for some players we currently have. But I think some can be surprised. I think McTominay would be really good on the Ten Hag. I'm not his biggest fan, but I think looking at Ajax, how much I've spent looking at Ajax, there's also a CDM called Edson Alvarez. Maybe you've heard of him. Which he also breaks up the play a lot, you know. His passing is a bit dodgy, like McTominay, but you need that kind of physical presence to take off the ball and move forward. So I think McTominay can thrive on the. I'm not sure if Fred can, but yeah, there would be a lot of surprises. You know, Sancho will thrive. Rashford, I don't know. I think Ronaldo will do his job. So I think we need a couple of additions, but I think also some players who haven't been on form this season will do a good job if Ten Hag gets a job. You know, because I'm not sure they will. Because it's a close race. I think which I've seen in the media, that Pochettino is the front runner. Yeah, with his experience. Look how that is going at PSG, managing the ego. So I'm not accepting this. I'm not biting into this media nonsense. He hasn't shown that he can do it. You know, his football is. I've seen enough with the counter-attack in football. Hit on the break, FC. You know, we've seen it 3 years on the Ollie. Mourinho was very good at it. I want some more expensive football, you know. I'm looking forward to it. I hope Ten Hag gets a job. But if not, I must say this. We should look at Hasenhüttl, in my opinion. Very good manager. He goes under the radar in my eyes.
Yeah,
it's a good shout.
For me, that's been mentioned, but we'll see, man. But make sure by the next maybe video, you've done something, man. In the next week, my next calling show, we need to have some more progress in Amsterdam. What's going on, yeah?
I hope so.
All right, Wesley. Big up to you, man. Big up to you, bro.
My pleasure, man. Keep up the good job, Said. Love the video.
Big up to you, man. Always, brother. Always, man. Always. Big up to everybody who's watching, man. Nearly 200 is already here on the calling show. You know what I mean? Everybody loves the calling show. So please, guys, like the video and make sure, people, you download the OneFootball app. Link is in the description. Patel, what's going on, bro?
I'm good. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. You know what I mean? Calm time now. Calm time. You know, there's not much going on. You know, this is a time to analyze and reflect.
It's a vacation time for Manchester United players and the coach. The coach in Barbados, Marcus Rashford, is in Dubai. Lingard is hanging out in Italy with Zlatan. They just don't care, bro. So some of the players, they just don't care. Seriously.
Yeah.
That's what Gary Neville said. Gary Neville said, like, what is going on? I know they have a vacation, but it never happened under Fergie, right? So yeah, they're just enjoying.
Yeah, true. You know, the question I put out there to people: Ten Hag or Pochettino? I vaguely remember you saying Ten Hag, but Is there
Yeah.
anything that would kind of tempt you to Pochettino?
Uh, I will be honest with you. I have not done research in this topic, right? But
Mm.
out of my mind, I would not like to have a Pochettino because I have some reason. Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
So first reason, I know that Tottenham, he has built Tottenham and he has made Tottenham up to the Champions League final and all that. But imagine the club is playing the first final of the entire life.
Mm,
Imagine the players, they should be motivated to play in the final with their wholehearted. But
mm,
if you see that final, you don't see the performance.
mm.
That final was a crap. 3-1 Liverpool won, I think. So when you are in
Yeah.
the final, you should be motivated. So first thing is that final performance that was like, oh, this performance is horrendous.
Mm,
And number two, after that final, in the next season you would expect to go above. So the
yeah.
manager gave him the board gave him money. They bought Tanguy Dembele from France and all that, right? But the next season it was worse and he got sacked.
Mm,
Like, how can you be on the Champions League final and everyone is expecting to be competitive, your team and everything, and next
mm,
season you are getting fired, right? That's the number two.
mm.
And number three is managing the egos. When you talk about Manchester United, you have to make sure that you should know how to manage the egos. That's the number
Absolutely.
one thing.
Yeah.
If you, let's say, go outside in a hotel or something, let's say just go for a walk, you are followed by a 10,000 cameras. That's Manchester United. That is not happening anywhere in England.
Mm,
Manchester United, everything, global brand, whole club, and all that. So,
mm.
the number three point which I'm gonna talk about is he may be struggling to manage the egos. Look at PSG. The only hope PSG would have won, and that would have convinced me if the PSG won the league. But
Mm,
you saw what happened, right? Against City at Etihad in the group stage, they were 1-0 up.
mm.
Okay, but as soon as they go 1-0 up, the City
Sit back.
started attacking back
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
sit back. And at the end of the match, they won 2-1,
Mm,
right? And again, Real Madrid. First leg, I know the result is 1-0, and everyone was like, okay, this is a good result. But the
very
result was
tactical. Yeah,
because
yeah,
the
yeah.
Real Madrid sat back
Yeah.
90 minutes, so they allowed. So if there is a team which sat back for a whole 90 minutes and you are not able to score 2 3 goals, then there is an issue. They
Mm,
sat back for 90 minutes and the goal was out of nowhere. It's just an individual goal, right? Mbappe, right? Mbappe just dribble past two players and that's
mm.
goal. And okay, second leg, first half they perform better, but as soon as they go 1-0 up, as soon as the Benzema
Very
score,
pragmatic, isn't it?
the heads drop down, the same as Manchester United. As soon as the opponent score, the heads drop down seriously. And Neymar and Messi were absolutely crap in the second half.
Mm,
Neymar and Messi against Real Madrid. So he should have subbed them off, both of them, right away in the second half, 50 minute, 55 minute. And you see what happened. They were not submitted and they just keep ending. So that's why he always kind of hesitated. There are three superstar, how to manage. So how he's gonna manage Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes and Rashford and Pogba and all that. So yeah. And the other thing which I'm gonna talk about is if if he's let's say if he's gonna lose couple of matches or 3 4 matches in a row, the media will not give him time.
mm.
Because why? He has already has the experience of managing big clubs, managing in the English Premier League, so media will be on him. But in terms of Eric Ten Hag, the media will give a little bit time. Okay, it's a new, let him adapt, it happens and all that. So with Eric Ten Hag, it's gonna be, media and fans will allow him a little bit time.
Bit
And
more
Ten Hag,
patience. Yeah, absolutely. And
yeah,
that's the
be
key
more.
thing for me. We might go a little bit backwards, but I think we will be going forwards eventually. Which I just think with Pochettino, I think we will go in maybe more backwards again. Which we don't need. But again, we'll have to see. No manager's going to fix this, but I'm more confident with Ten Hag. You know what I mean? And that's just the main thing.
Yeah,
So
even.
time will tell. Patel, big up to you. Love every time for coming on,
All
bro.
right. Thank you,
Big up
man.
to you.
Take care.
No, bro. Big up to you, man. Big up to everybody who's waiting in the background. I can see you all. Don't worry. I will get to you one by one. Let's bring in DJ Paul. Big up to you, bro. What are you telling me?
Yo,
What's
what's
happening?
good? We're dusted, man.
We're
So
dusted. No hope. No hope.
there's no hope, man. Listen, people keep talking about Ten Hag, Pochettino. I don't care who you bring in at this point. It's just I've reached the point where I don't care now what happens. It's like at this point I'm living in hope. Like you said on the Straight Jacket podcast, we're spectators. That's what it is.
Yeah, we are. We are.
We're spectators. So I'm just at this point just going to sit back, fall back, and watch how everything goes because I can't predict the future. I can't predict next season. I can't predict what's going to happen at the end of this season or in the next 5 years. It's 10 years technically now without a trophy. So I don't really I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So
Who do you have more hope in? If there's any kind of hope that you could have here, who do you have more hope in? Pochettino or Ten Hag?
I mean, I do think we probably would end up with Ten Hag. Just for some weird reason. I just feel like we'll end up with him. But then I feel like it's not going to be the hype. And I just hope we don't mess up his career. That's how I see it going. But yeah, man, I don't know. United really is just I don't really even like talking about United that much anymore because it depresses me now because it's like the season's over. I told people, I said our season would be done.
You did say that, I'm not gonna lie to you. You did say that.
Now look at it now. The season's done. What Leicester on April 2nd. It's what is it an early kickoff? I don't know.
Yeah. For you guys, it is. Yeah, it's about 3:00 for us.
Bro, I might not even watch that game to be honest, man. I honestly might not. I might not watch it because it's like, what's the point? Arsenal already have steam. Tottenham have steam, so it's like our season's done. So we need a major overhaul. So yeah, but I do think Ten Hag, would be a good fit. I'm not really opposed to Pochettino, but at this point, the level at United is really enormous. So whoever you bring in is really going to struggle. That's the problem. So
man. It always, man. Absolutely. But DJ Paul, always love the respect and keep doing you, bro. Love, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Come on, man. Love. Big up to DJ Paul. Yeah, man. Big up to He says smash a like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, man. Big up to everybody who's watching. Big up to you, man. Make sure you download the OneFootball app. The link is in the description, people. It's free to download. It helps support the channel. So everybody get the app and get downloaded. Zamir, man like Zamir, what are you telling me, bro? Put the camera a bit closer and put the mute off as well.
Yes, Saeed, man.
What are you saying, man? You good? Are you happy now? Are you happy?
1 week without United, stress-free, man. At least we've got another week off.
Yeah, that's it, man. Another week off, man. How you been keeping?
Not too bad, to be honest. Just like, there's nothing to do now, really. Just
you're chilling.
Get mind off United, and yeah, that's it. Just get on with it.
Yeah.
Think about it. Just piss me off even more, man.
Absolutely. Who do you want, man? Who do you want?
Listen, Pochettino, he does have his doubts, but let's not act like Pochettino. There is a manager in him, man. What he did at Tottenham Hotspur is not easy to do, man. And people will act like, look at his PSG time. But what you guys need to understand is what Pochettino did, though, at Tottenham is not everybody can do, man. Look at Tottenham now when he's gone. Look where they are. These guys can't even qualify for the Europa League, man. PSG, I can't look at Tuchel, man. Tuchel went there, and what happened? He failed there.
All right, okay. So you're saying for people to respect Pochettino and not act like he's a finished manager?
People are acting like he's some dead guy. If you watch that PSG team, I don't think Pochettino's coaching them. There's no Pochettino's team press from the front. What Pochettino's teams have been from that Paris Saint-Germain team, that is nothing like that, man. I just think, listen, when you got that many players, Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, they're just gonna always do their own thing. And the manager, you can't really say anything. You can't question their pedigree, and they're just gonna almost sort of do their own thing. And Pochettino doesn't really have much control in there. And the problem is about Pochettino, he's won nothing in the game, man. That's a massive problem though for him. He can't come demanding respect. If that was if Zinedine Zidane was the manager of Paris Saint-Germain, he could walk around with a bit more respect. Because listen, 3 times Champions League winner, you gotta respect that. But with Pochettino, is like you manage Tottenham, and you never won nothing there. Who are you to us?
Yeah,
But the thing I'd say about the Ten Hag, though, Ten Hag, man, listen, people are acting like he's already the second coming of Pep Guardiola. Listen, he's got like the potential, but right now, is Eric Ten Hag it? He's not the finished product, man. I don't want Eric Ten Hag coming here and failing, man, because what people think he is, they think he's Pep Guardiola already, and he's gonna come here and he's got Marcus Rashford. You know when you watch Marcus Rashford, he's like Daniel James, man. You don't remember when we had Daniel James that season? Whenever he got the ball, you just know, listen, he's not gonna do anything. Forget it. It's like watching Rashford now. It's the exact same thing. Like he used to have a goal with him, but even that's gonna. Like when Marcus Rashford gets the ball, now you almost feel like, yeah, he's not going to do anything. What can he do? And that's what it is, man. Like Pochettino, I'd say he's more suited to the job. I don't rate Pochettino too much now after his time at PSG though as well. But with Pochettino, we're gonna need somebody who can work on a bit of a small budget, bring the youth in. Look what he did at Tottenham, brought Kyle Walker-Peters in, brought Harry Winks in, he brought Juan Foyth in, he brought some players in. Right now, look at our team. We've got a 37-year-old Ronaldo to replace him now. Who can we get? You're gonna have to spend another 100 million on midfield. Man, we're gonna Pogba's go in. We need the DM. We need another at least 3 new midfielders. Defense. We need a whole new.
You're saying that you would trust Pochettino with all that, then all them problems. You would trust Pochettino with that.
I do believe Ten Hag is probably a better manager, but right now when Ten Hag comes in, everybody just thinks that he's already the guy, and that's the problem, man. With Pochettino, people are almost undermining how good he is. People just think, listen, oh, he's a dead manager. Look at Paris Saint-Germain. Look what he did with them. So they're not going to have that much expectation. Whereas with Ten Hag, people are going to think, listen, yeah, we got the best manager in the league, this, that, and he's going to come in and we're going to struggle, man. And once the fans are on you, listen, it's not hard to win these fans. We all know how deluded these fans are, man. The Man United fan base.
Nah, man, you need to keep your voice and that, and keep up, man. You know what I mean? Don't sit in that dark room, man. I'm getting a bit worried, man. Put the light on or something, man. You know what I mean, bro? Yeah, that's it, man. Come on, light up the room, man. That's what we like to see, man. Big up to you, I Test. I'll see you. Are you coming Leicester game?
Nah, man, I'm not coming back this season.
All right, then. Keep yourself well, man. And make sure the light's on, innit?
Hey, come on, guys.
You know what I mean, bro? Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Listen, United just killed everyone, man. Let's bring on Let's Go Football. Let's go, man. Yeah, you've got the light on, man. Big up to you.
No, big ups, man. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. We're just talking about Pochettino versus Ten Hag. Which camp are you in?
Oh well, I'm still with the Ten Hag camp.
Yeah.
No, I'm not dismissing Pochettino's past achievements and what he managed to do with limited budget. But in the situation that we're currently in, Ten Hag is probably best suited to it than Poch would. Maybe Poch would have been suited to Man United maybe 2 seasons ago, something like that.
2 seasons ago, like we said. But,
yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, that's what I think. Because right now we need someone who's gonna come in there and then not going to be a puppet. He's not going to also create a shield for the owners as well. Because now if Ten Hag comes in there and fails, the Dutch media will be, they'll be right up there, like they'll be right on the closers and the Glazers' noses, because the Dutch always look after them like one of their own. So it creates pressure for the owners. They're gonna have to create sort of like a support system which allows Ten Hag to be successful, because now they right now they're skating on thin ice, because with the Rangnick thing, where they might get rid of Ralph right now, the fan base will be very angry. And now you bring in Ten Hag, and then he doesn't have support. People are gonna side with Ten Hag. They're not gonna side with the players now, and they're not gonna side with the owners. They're really gonna go after the owners now. I feel like we've all reached a certain boiling point with the ownership. And they have to get this right, or else it's another 20 years. I said this. They have to get it right.
Absolutely.
It's another 20 years.
Biggest season ever. Biggest summer ever. Yeah.
Biggest.
Do you think, just a quick question, do you think, do you have a mindset where you just it's inevitable that Pochettino might just be the easy answer, and that is a worry for you.
I really am worried. With this board, right now they turned on Ragnick. Like they're not gonna follow up with that 2-year consultancy role. They could easily turn this around and say, spinach. We've got the best new spinner in the entire world of football. And so they're gonna use that and spin it and somehow put Pochettino in there. But like I said, it's gonna create a very toxic environment because as soon as Poch comes in, even the first game, if he loses just one game, all bets are off. Nobody's gonna side with whatever is gonna happen at Man United. So, I mean, it's important that they actually are trying to appease the fans. If there's anything that they've been good at, is trying to appease the fans. So I don't think they'll rattle that cage. I think we will get Ten Hag.
Come on, that's what we love to see, man. Lesso, big up to you, bro. Love for coming on, man. Always. Come on, bro. Big up to you. Big up to everybody who's watching. Nearly 400 is watching here. We'd expect at least 200 likes. So if you haven't got 200 likes, mate, disgrace on you guys, mate. You know what I mean? Big up to you, man. Love for everyone joining the show today. Like I said to you, we're going to bring on as many people as we can. Let's bring on Noah. Noah, what are you saying, bro?
I'm doing great, Sage. I'm doing great.
Yeah, man, not bad. But looks like you're going for an interview, man. You've been to an interview today?
Yeah, everybody thinks that I'm having an interview like Ralph Ragnick, but that's not his style anyway.
Yeah, well, there you go, innit? You know what I mean? But listen, who do you want, man? Who do you want as manager?
Well, for me, I would say Erik ten Hag for me as well. As the past 3 years, we have never expect that his, improvement for the young, giving it a chance of improvement, the youngest teams. Like, you can take, for example, Delight, Van Dijk, Van der Beek. Many of those players who have given a chance and still has improvement because of him. You can take an example. If he be appointed as a manager, he can be anything from our young squad. Like, you can take an example. Anthony Lenga, Anthony Marshall. Those many of young players that can improvement by counter-attacking everything what they got. But for me, the only thing that if he's appointing as a manager, I would say, the first signing that I need is, Delight from Juventus. He hasn't gotten a chance.
Centre back, yeah.
Yeah, center back. If he comes, this might be improvement for our partnership with Bara. That can be improvement because of, since, Maguire can never be improved with Erik ten Hag. So as long as we need to improve, no matter what it takes, for me, I'm always been Erik ten Hag. I respect Mauricio Pochettino. You said it yourself. It would have been 2 years ago, something like that, to be appointing as manager. Because of his performance, when you see that, how long did he got a trophy by Tottenham? None. He didn't get nothing. But at least
nothing. He flopped at the time.
Yeah. At least he had led for the finals of the Champions League. That's the only thing he had. That's all. That's all that I'm gonna say. And most of all, before that, we need before appointing the manager. The only thing I want to say is clear that we need a board so that who can financial to improve for the next season. Someone who can improve that for the next season, to buy new players, to buy coaching staff. I know Ralph Ragnick within 2 years. I don't know about him, but it might be improvement or maybe not. So I'm not confusing about worrying about the future that United, what it might be leading. So are we going to be like City or Chelsea, going back the way we was? It's going to be difficult. So for the next season, we don't know what we might expect for the managers. That only God knows. For me, that I wish, for right now, let's get Eric Ten Hag.
Yeah,
But
that's
for me,
that's the most
on my
important.
opinion, it was supposed to be Diego Simone for me as opinion. That like Antonio Conte as well. That's the level of them.
The ship has sailed with that one, but we'll see, man. Time will tell. And Noah, big up to you, man. Always for coming on, bro. Love for coming on, man.
Yeah.
Big up, man. Big up to you, bro. Big up to you. Let's bring on Steven Estrella. Come on, man. Let's get
I'm gonna get some line. No, I'm babysitting it. That's why.
Yeah. No worries, man.
See what some uncle's coming back. Saeed, if you see what I've have to be putting up with, it's ridiculous. My nephew saying he supports Liverpool. You know,
he supports Liverpool.
That's how bad it is. That's how bad it's gotten. Yeah, I'll send you a video on your Instagram. Yeah, this guy's screaming out, "Oh, he doesn't like Pogba. He don't like Manchester United because we're sixth, and he's 8 years old." That's how bad it is. There's me saying I'm not accepting it. I'm not taking you out no football if you're not telling me you love Manchester United. It's that deep.
You know what, man? Maybe you just gotta let him have his happiness, man. You
know no chance. If I have to suffer, everyone else has to suffer. There's no chance.
Nah, but he's a kid. He has to suffer.
Nah, he has to suffer with his uncle, man. But for real, I was gonna say I haven't been on in a while, innit? What I wanted to say was that in terms of Ten Hag or Tim Hag, however you want to pronounce his name, it's like, yeah, I want him, but this just gives me vibes of like Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton or whatever. When they're both going for election, you pick the lesser of two evils. It's either Poch or it's Hag. I'm not saying Hag is not good. I'm not saying Hag is not the guy. Me personally, I would have preferred Zidane. You already know I've come on the show so many times. I've told you the reasons why. The reason why I'm not 100% on Tim Hag is because when he comes, like I told you, he's got a system in play. The club that he's been at, from top to bottom, has a structure. You want to now bring in somebody that's done and developed all these players at a good system in a structured like company. You now want to bring him to a place where everything's all over the gaff. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'll be so real. I'm not expecting him to come and solve the problems, but what I'm hoping for is that he implements some kind of ethos or an ideology in the players that will enable us to at least build some kind of foundation to start all over again.
Yeah, we haven't had that. Yeah. You know, people say Ollie did. I don't think he did. But again,
to be fair, what Ollie done was just correct. He would have been a great motivational speaker because all he done was exceed people's confidence. That's all he done. If you think about it, that's all he done. All he did was like go out and express yourself. Oh, he's a hard worker. I remember his famous line. He's a great human being. Like, what is that? I'm talking about ball. I don't care about I'm talking about football. And you're describing someone like a human being. Doesn't make no sense. Some of these players, to be honest, they're not good enough, and we know who they are. I feel like Ronaldo coming in was a blessing in disguise because I feel like if he didn't come in, this would have dragged on a bit more longer.
Yeah, true. In terms of exposing people,
I feel like this whole thing has come out, whether or not it's I don't personally believe it's tarnished his legacy, but I feel like him coming has accelerated this change to come, and I believe that I honestly do think we're going to get Tim or Ten Hag or whatever because they need to appease the fans right now, and they know if they get Poch, it's just we're teetering on the edge before we have another riot. And I feel this is the only way to like settle us down for like maybe another year or two where they can get more dividends and whatever they want to do with the club, they do with the club, innit?
Yeah, facts.
But I just wanted to ask your thoughts, like going forward, what do you think we need to do or like certain players we should keep? That's what I wanted to ask you.
For me, I don't think there's one player, maybe Sancho probably, you know, I mean that for me can shout for not, you know, kind of like, you know, if the new manager comes in, who he wants and what he wants, nobody could argue. Only Sancho, for me, the only player that for me would fit into a team because he's been performing well, and everyone else is iffy, man. You know what I mean? Maybe David De Gea, you would argue, but again, people say he can't play out from the back. But Sancho, I think everyone in the fan base with Sancho is kind of on the same level that he's United level, innit? Everyone else is like, yeah, not sure about David De Gea.
But I'm not going to be disrespectful here. But what is United level? We haven't seen it in the last 10 years. I'll be so honest. Everyone's screaming. Even Rashford. Everyone's screaming. Everyone's screaming. Oh, we don't want to let Rashford go. Me personally, I'll let him go. Your best numbers. You haven't even hit 20 goals in a season. He hasn't done it. You can't be telling me or you want. What I don't understand. Yeah. Before I go is that we've put people on. We've given them too much too soon. I honestly believe I think what he done was selfless with the whole feeding the kids and stuff, but I really feel like that's got to him. Like people are gonna think I'm talking like was or talking nonsense, yeah. But if you watch that Kanye documentary, the first 2 episodes, yeah, or the first episode, you kind of see he wasn't as bad as he was. He was humble, but then when the success came and he got the more power, it just started expanding and he become this monster. I feel like him doing all that the stuff that he's done has literally made him into his own bubble, thinking he's untouchable. I've never seen somebody come on in a game and not just walk around. A 37-year-old man is sprinting up and down, but you believe you're too good enough to do this.
Maybe it's the harsh reality.
And then people need to. When you next do the Nuruddin show, and you talk about United play, please do not. I don't want to hear anyone say McTominay had a good game, Fred had a good game. Fred is 29 years old. No manager is going to come and get the best out of this guy now. This guy should be balling out in his prime. I keep saying this. He's 29 years old. Harry Maguire is 28. What manager do you think is going to come and they're going to develop underneath them? You stop developing around the age of 25, 26. That's when you're supposed to start producing everything. You don't just start. That's not when you start your career. So everyone's got this whole thing that we're going to get Tim Hagen and everyone's suddenly going to improve. I'll be so honest. There's a lot of players who probably could have skipped another level, but have been held back by Oli. Like there was no development of no player underneath any manager that we've had. Shaw had it the worst.
Possibly Van Gaal, but you know that's that.
Who under Van Gaal? Nobody under Van Gaal because we got.
I think first season. We've seen a lot from Rashford in terms of his development under Van Gaal. I think there were certain players that were thriving under Van Gaal, but in terms of longevity, nobody has.
What you need to understand, Said, if you look at it from a subjective point of view, I know other people need to come on, but if you look at it from a subjective point of view, when you're a youth academy player and you break into that first team, I can tell you firsthand, when you break into that first team, you're bound to have a good first couple of games. The reason why is not just because you ain't rubbish or you're not good or because you're fantastic. It's because when we're in training Monday to Friday before a game, we get shown the team we're about to face on a Saturday. So we do our research on our personal battles of who we're going to have on a game. If you've got a reserve player, that's like the anomaly. You don't know who they are. So it's like it's like certain players who come to this league, they have an amazing season. Like if they come halfway through, have an amazing season. Then once people do their research on them and lock them up, they ain't gonna do nothing. Look at Daniel James, an anomaly from Championship, come Prem. Everyone knows if you play in a low block and there's no space in behind, he's absolutely void. And I feel like over the years since Rashford had that injury, and Percy said it as well, the hairline fracture, or whatever. Since he's had that injury, I don't see that explosiveness of like trying to take on your man, no fear. I see it in Elanga, but he's too raw. He doesn't have the same technical ability. And I feel like there's still a player in Rashford, but I think he needs to leave. It'll be good for him and good for the club because he's playing this game as well. Like, I'm interested in Barca. My phone can't stop ringing. I'm just saying, if it was Pogba doing this now, that he done that after the Atletico game. That came out after the Atletico game. If this was Pogba now, you already know what people are saying. So I'm just going to say everyone keep the same energy.
No, big up, man. Big up for the...
And before I go, everybody, please subscribe to this guy. I'm begging you lot, man. This guy's doing amazing things and I hope it keeps growing, man. And you lot just keep flooding the comments, man. Everyone have a good evening.
Come on, man. Love, bro. Big up to you, man. Big up to Steven there for coming on. Big up to everybody who's watching. Everybody's waiting in the background to come and call in. We are going to get through to you one by one. So please be patient and make sure people right there, OneFootball app is right there, people. Make sure you go download the OneFootball app. It's free. Prince J. Oh, no, didn't want the camera. Didn't want the camera there. Don't know why he didn't want the camera. But let's bring on Axel. Axel's got his kid with him. Big up to Axel.
What's up? Yes, much love, Said.
Yeah, man. How are you, man?
Your youngest fan.
Big up, man. Big up to you. Yeah, man. How are you?
Sorry, say again.
How are you, man? How are you?
Yeah, all good. Calling from Stockholm. Overall, doing fine. Not gonna lie, I'm excited about this coach thing going on, despite the shitty situation we're in overall. And I'd say, as for the question or the topic, definitely Ten Hag. But I have to say, my one big concern is I don't really know what his capabilities are in terms of being a ruthless coach in a respectful way, of course, when it comes to rotating players and sort of ending this Friends FC sort of, or Good Vibes FC thing that has been going on in the club since Ole, I would say. I think Rangnick is improving slightly in that way, but with Ten Hag, I think that's a big question mark so far.
Why do you think there's a question mark? Do you think that's the players to work with, the structure? What makes you?
I mean, we all know that there are egos in the squad that needs to be worked on. I mean, I obviously don't know much in depth about Ajax and the squad that he's had to work with over his years at the club, but my impression is that it hasn't been nearly, or perhaps even at all, as bad as it is in United. So, because I mean, Ronaldo, sure, that's one player, but Ronaldo is Ronaldo. Obviously, he contributes a lot. But you have someone like like McTominay or Maguire, big egos as well, and needs working on. So I don't know. Am I making sense? What do you think?
No, 100%. I get you. It's a lot of questions, not a lot of answers. I'm going to ask you a different question. Obviously, you're from Sweden, right?
Yeah.
What's the perception over there in terms of Lindelof and first Lindelof, and then I'll tell you about Ilanga. Lindelof, for me, I've always found him 50-50. He plays well, but when the moment matters, for me, goes missing or he's not strong enough for me. What's the perception of Sweden for Lindelof?
So I can't say when it comes to the Swedish United community, I can't really say because I don't have an insight into that. But if you look at like the media, my impression is that they're pretty fair in the sense that, just like you were saying, 50-50, and they're not afraid of calling him out when he's having a bad performance. There's probably some sort of bias to some extent, just like in the English press, but I do feel that they're overall much more generally truthful and honest about criticizing not just Lindelof, but any sort of player, Zlatan, and what have you. And then as for Elanga, I mean, I got to be honest, I haven't really heard much of Elanga in the Swedish media context. To be honest, it's been primarily through United YouTube channels, to be frank. So I don't know, but obviously he was making the headlines today when he got picked for the national team. So I do think that he would definitely be getting more and more recognized now. And definitely Rangnick now starting him has also helped that. But sure, United is a big club, but there are a lot of people who don't follow the club, and then now that he's making it to the national team and making national headlines, that would definitely make him more recognizable, I think.
Absolutely. Big up to you and the baby, and thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Much love, Zaid. Cheers.
You too. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Let's bring on Christian Ronald. What are you saying? You good?
Sorry.
Why have you
Wait. I've been gone for a while. I've been gone, mate.
Christian Ronald. Why did you put your name Christian Ronald?
Mate, you know me. Wanted to make sure you didn't kick me out or anything. I want to chat to you. It's been a while. It's been a while. How long has it been, Sai? Like 3-4 months or something? It's been a long time, man.
Easy, yeah. 3-4 months, yeah.
Alright, Sai, let me start off here. Mate, so when I came on your show last time, I said Lingard's better than Bruno Fernandes. What's your thoughts on that now? Because I still think Lingard's better.
Listen, I want to know the question I put on the title: Ten Hag or Pochettino.
I'm not
talking about Lingard and Bruno Fernandes.
I mean, the Zidane camp, mate. Zinedine Zidane. I've been saying that for a while. If I had to choose from them two, What you say? Sorry.
Why do you like Zinedine Zidane?
Proven winner side, 3-time Champions League winner side, and he would work very well with Cristiano Ronaldo. And the other two probably got Ten Hag because Pochettino, I don't really rate him, to be honest. I don't rate him. I'll be real. What about you? What are you saying?
Listen, this is not my time. This is your time, man. So I think for me, like I said to you, I think it depends on how the structure of football club is and what funds they're going to give him and what sort of situation he's going to be dealt with. But I'm more looking at Ten Hag for me because of the job he's done at Ajax.
Yeah, that's why Lord Deadwood to go. We need to be, you know what I mean? We need to get out of this club. Let me name them right now, Ty. Let me name them, yeah? Let me name them. Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Shaw, McTominay, Bruno Fernandes, and Marcus Rashford. All 6 of them have to get outside, in my opinion. That's what I think. Bring back Martial. Bring back Martial. Bring back Ahmed, I think. Get rid of Ronaldo as well, Said. I can't like get rid of Ronaldo. Get rid of Ronaldo as well, Said. I'm telling you.
Okay, fair enough, man. Big up to you for coming on, man.
Love, man. I'll be a regular again, yeah. I'm going to be a regular again.
No worries, man. Anytime, bro.
No vacations.
Big up to you, bro. Big up to you, man. Love, bro. Love. Let's bring up.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I don't even know. Yo, man, this man in the dunya, man. What?
Yeah, it is. It's composure. Let's hold it down. That was crazy.
Yeah, man.
Big up to you.
Go on.
Big up to you first and foremost. And next time you see Norden, make sure you tell him I said happy belated birthday.
Yeah, man. Definitely, man. Definitely.
So shout out to both of you. Y'all both work hard. So love. And you know, was watching the Big Six a little earlier. You're always holding it down.
Come on, man. Always.
So, if you ask me, I'm Team Ten Hag over Pochettino. Do I think that either one of them are going to get us out of the we're in it, like, you know what I mean? We are stuck in the mud, like we're deep in it. And just like that caller from a few calls back said, the lesser of two evils as it pertains to like the last election in the States. That's pretty much how I feel. That's how I felt then, and that's how I feel now. So lesser of two evils, if you ask me, is Ten Hag.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think he's on the ascendancy where Pochettino looks like Jose post Real Madrid. That ain't the Jose that you want. Like, you know what I mean? I think Pochettino is on the descendancy while Ten Hag is on the ascendancy, even though they're around the same age. But the thing with Ten Hag is Ten Hag needs the one thing we know we don't have is structure. So that's his thing. It's one person, their sell by date, and it's the other person. It's like the situation's the situation, like you say. I don't think the situation ain't built for Ten Hag's success. You know what I mean? Just like Ronaldo. Ronaldo looks a shell of himself because of age, and the players around him do not facilitate him to be who he needs to be. Ten Hag, is he going to get those facilities?
You know what? That's a good question. You know what I mean? Because of the fact that, you know, our club is built the way it is, you know what I mean? It's going to be a very, very interesting, you know, kind of development, because at the end of the day, you know, we don't know what's going to be given to Ten Hag. And that's the worry for me, man. And that's why for me, it's just easier to just give it to Pochettino.
Yeah. That's not what you want, because me personally, I think Pochettino, psychologically, like that's why I think he's on the descendancy. I think it's like one of those ones where like you know, he's like, we've all watched him take Spurs to the level and then they deflate. And then we've seen the same exact thing. He's not going to be able to get these cats in PSG back up again. We have a mentality issue in the club, and I'm more afraid of bringing in somebody who I question their psychological and their mental aspect of being a gaffer, as opposed to the situation not lining up, because we already have mentally fragile players, and I think that he could potentially, you know, put oil on fire, because we've seen it at Spurs, we've seen it at PSG. Like, let's just take last week's results for example. The Eredivisie is tighter than Ligue 1.
Yeah, true.
And Ten Hag galvanized his team, and they got a massive 3 points.
There you go.
After an exit in the Champions League. They both exited the Champions League. They went back to the domestic leagues. One capitulated and the other galvanized after going down. 0-1, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2. That's the type of coach that I would prefer. I got question marks on Pochettino's mental state after seeing some of his things. And I don't want somebody leading that set of players when the question mark is mentality.
Absolutely. No, brilliant, man. Big up to you, KB, for coming on, bro. Always love, man. Big up to you, bro.
Love for the love.
Come on, man. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Let's bring on Mohammed. Mohammed, you good?
Said, who's in?
Yes, man. I'm good. Where you from?
London, based in London, man.
Come on, man. Come on, love, man. What's going on?
I've got a few things to get off my chest, yeah?
Yeah, go on.
The problem at United, I'm going to be honest with you. This all started from the get-go when Alex Ferguson, gave the thingy to my guy. What's his name? Moyes, yeah?
Yeah.
When he gave it to Moyes, was he given the same time Ole got in terms of what Ole got? No problem.
You know what? No, it wasn't straight. He was only giving 9 months.
That's what I'm saying. So my point now is, yeah, you've got a lot of top Reds talking about this is the United way, this is the United way. I've got a lot of guys that are pro-United, like proper, back the top Reds and whatnot, yeah? I've been telling them, there are certain men in the media that don't speak for us. The other day, what's his name? Gary Neville goes about, players, when they lose, they should handle how they go out. They should be, protecting themselves, not posting pictures and whatnot, Certain things are outside of their control. See what I'm saying? I'm on the laptop. The little one is here. He's with me. He's watching his little TV. So I've got a few things I wanna share with the platform. Watford 4-1. What do you remember?
4-1. Bad day.
Maguire come off, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you know what happened that day after we lost 4-1?
Ollie got a bit of abuse from the fans.
Other than anything else?
Then he got sacked.
Yeah, but okay. Maguire went out with like a birthday party or something, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't hear any top Reds talking about it. I didn't hear Gary Neville on his Twitter and whatnot saying, he should be handling this. And a lot of people are saying, it's probably bias or whatnot. If that's Pogba, you talk to me.
Yeah, of course, a different scenario.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because I agree, Rashford is poor. His time at United is done. He's on 200k. Khalas, finish. Goodbye. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, you need to show the level of same energy that you give certain players. Just because my guy is the captain and the top Reds are justifying and backing why Ole bought my guy for 80 million, giving him the captaincy because, we know he's not performing well. That's the only way we can save, the reason why we purchased him. That's not right. That's why more time now, I don't really, when the game comes on, I switch on the TV when it's 1 minute before kickoff. I don't even watch the
pre-game
knee and that.
Pre-game,
I just show me the game. Post-match, safe, I'm out. I'm going to watch what other people are really saying, what other people are really talking about, which is the real stuff. So my point here is, my point here is, people are putting a blind sight to what is really the truth. Ten Hag, Pochettino, it doesn't matter who comes. The real question is, how is upstairs going to handle it? If you're saying now, give Ten Hag 5-year plan, do you know that 5-year basically, like what you've been saying, 2 years is basically get rid of every man.
Absolutely, yeah.
The only man I would keep, personally, okay, I know Pogba doesn't deserve what he has gone through. People say, he hasn't got any trophy. Okay, he got Europa League, Carling Cup here and there, The purpose of Pogba coming to United was to build a team around him. Jose wanted to do that. They didn't back him. Ole, I don't know what he was doing there for 3 years, I don't know what Alex. I don't care if Alex Ferguson is a club legend. He did this. It doesn't matter. Fergie, Neville, all these men are responsible for my guy being here for 3 years. We're a football club. We support Manchester United. We don't support few man.
Yeah, of course.
Do you hear top Liverpool man talking about Kelly and what's his name? Dalglish and them man saying, this is the way this club come in, does his thing, and that's it. If the team doesn't perform well, Rodgers not playing well. Okay, cool. Hutchinson's team wasn't playing. I get it. That's respect. They're not interfering with what the actual. This is the thing this is the problem with the United camp. they've allowed outside influence get involved in what is happening in terms of, and that's the big issue. We're seeing here, I'm looking at now, the salary structure. Most of the man that's on the salary structure is from Ole. Bruno, 180. Maguire wants a contract extension, he's on 190. 190. 28. And you're disrespecting De Gea. Look, De Gea, do you know why I love De Gea? De Gea spoke the truth. I think it was one time he was playing poor, and then De Gea came out in a press conference. He goes,
wasn't captain after that.
Yeah, we need better structure, whatnot, this and that, and then captaincy gone. Well, you can't criticize the style. And then you buy.
So who do you want then? Who do you eventually want then? If you were to pick one.
Well, to be honest with you, Man United, a manager's not going to make a difference. We need a whole structure. We need a whole new structure. We need a proper process in place. Look, we went through one of the biggest coaches. People say Van Gaal's got a style. Van Gaal's got a philosophy. Did you back him? No, you got rid of him. Then you got Jose, has got a style. He's got a philosophy. Did you back him? No. That's the problem. When you mix total football with defensive football, of course there's going to be a clash. And then you bring a clown in who doesn't know what he's doing.
Big up to you, man. Mohammed, you spoke well, man. Hopefully you come back next week, man.
Allah give you success.
Yeah, I mean, man. Big up to you, bro. Big up to you, man. Love for coming on, bro. Appreciate it, man. Big up to you. Let's bring on more people I can see in the background. Big up to O'Neill. I will bring you on one by one, people. Please be patient. Big up to everybody who's watching. Nearly 500 is watching. Get the likes up, people. And also make sure to download the OneFootball app. Link is in the description. O'Neill, it's been a while, man. You good?
What's up, Syed? I've been going through a state of depression, bro.
But I hopefully enjoy yourself right now, though. You know, United's not playing now.
Yeah. I had a good weekend.
That's what I like to hear, man. That's what I like to hear. You know what I mean?
I had a good weekend, bro. So the question is, Ten Hag or Pochettino? Syed, guess what happened? It's a simple decision, you know. Look at the coach that our rival want us to have. Our Liverpool fans want me to have Pochettino. Man City fans want us to have Pochettino. Something not right.
That's it. It's true, though. They were bad for us, isn't it? And they know Pochettino will fail.
They're not going to want us to have the best coach, bro. So, I mean, tactically, I like what Ten Hag is doing at Ajax.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and it I don't know, Poch. I love Poch, you know. From he was at Southampton to Tottenham and all of them things, but there's something about him right now where I just can't put my finger upon it, bro. You know, it seems as if when I look at the team that Poch have, he should be doing way better. Even though,
well better.
You know, I mean, I'm not talking about the French league because that is yeah. I don't want to disrespect the league, but you know, so I think, but I think that we should go for Ten Hag. That's what majority of the fan is asking for. But knowing our board and how incompetent they are, they might just go for somebody who, I mean, I think Pochettino would give them more social media like than Ten Hag, so they would go for him.
Yeah,
you know, but
that's true.
But the reality is, and if we keep Ragnick, I mean, it would be so good, and give him the power that is. It doesn't make sense to keep him if we're not going to give him the power to rebuild the club.
Would you?
Right?
If I was asking one question, would you keep Ragnick one more year? And if it was Pochettino that was available, but would you keep Ragnick for one more year if you knew Pochettino was the manager that was coming to United?
No.
Okay.
No. Based on what Poch is doing right now, no, I wouldn't do that. You know, I see a link with this guy from Monaco, this sporting director from Monaco. What's his name again? Director of football. Yeah. If we could get somebody like that in along with Ragnick and Ten Hag, trust me, and they give them the power, within the next 2 years we'll be seeing a different Manchester United. Trust me, we will be seeing and get rid of some of these egos. I mean, they have to give the manager the power to get rid of the players what they want to get rid of. Bro, all right, just look at this before I go. I know this is not an Arsenal show. I'm not an Arsenal fan, totally. But look at this. everybody was giving Arteta stick
I
for
know. 2
Aubameyang.
years ago. Yeah.
For Aubameyang, yeah. And look at how Arsenal is playing now, bro.
Yeah, for the better of the team. He
You
might
know,
not be for the better of the player, better of the team.
That's what I'm saying, brother.
Yeah.
He got rid of Ozil. He got rid of Aubameyang. It might be on a free, but look at how Arsenal is playing now.
Yeah, true.
So all of these undroppables who think that they're undropping our side, bro, as far as I'm concerned, Harry Maguire should do one thing. And this is it. Go to the manager and said, sir, no one will pay me the wages that I am getting at Manchester United. And I cannot manage the captain armband. So just take it off. And I will be a squad player. Because nobody is not the brother. You get what I'm saying? Just give up the armband as a man and say, guess what happened? We can't manage no more. We just want to be give somebody who actually can lead the team. But no, nobody now gonna sell me. Me just wait, buy me rather. I'll just wait until my contract expire. Me just go somewhere else.
Trust me, Don. Time will tell, man. But big up to you, man. Love for coming on, bro. Appreciate you all the time. Come on, bro. Love, bro. Big up to O'Neill. Big up to you, brother. My guy. Chowdhury, are you there? Yeah, this guy's another mess about. Another mess about down there. Listen, I got to be very wary now. People are messing about on the streams, you get me? So we're going to bring on Pop. I know Pop's not going to do anything mad. You get me? Pop, what are you telling me?
Yo, big up, bro. Assalamu alaikum, bro.
Alaikum salam, bro. You get me? How you doing?
I'm good, man. What's the question about
Ten Hag or Poch? Which one do you want?
All right. See the thing now with Poch side. Thing with you heard me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, the thing with Poch is that like 2 years ago when we never knew who he was in terms of managing big egos and stuff, we possibly could like take the chance or the risk with him. But I'm more concerned with him managing egos, as the previous caller said, the Yardman, Jamaican, right? So it's like Poch now, even like some managers are best suited for that smaller caliber of team, like a Tottenham and a Leicester, where they will come fifth, fourth, and not really, the world won't be like challenging them in their necks, you know? So I'm saying that Pochettino might be that guy. So even though people are saying, yo, Neymar and Messi and Mbappe is hard to manage, if we are aiming to be at that level, we are going to expect it to have players like that. So it's like we are saying that Poch still wouldn't be able to go past that barrier, right? Because if he can't manage certain egos, say we get players like Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi, then what help will Poch give us then? You understand?
That's what I'm saying. So you're trying to say what we could get out of Ten Hag is much more greater than what we could get out of Pochettino.
Yeah, in a way. And then the thing is, Ten Hag is a great manager in terms of he can develop the teams and stuff, right? Yeah. And what the fan base and the culture of the team, it has to change, because we have a lot of fanboys, right? Like the coach will come in and say, okay, I don't rate this type of player. You're going to have a next section of the fan base saying, no, he's trying to change the culture of the team and etc., right? So we have to be willing to take that change. Even if the manager come and say, okay, I don't want a Rashford, I want someone like this. Even if the player that he wants is not at Rashford in terms of level, we have to back him in terms of saying, okay, maybe he has a plan, maybe he has a vision for something. So the fan base and the culture of the team must be willing to transition in terms of moving on from this, Wan-Bissaka, Shaw and all of that, because what I'm trying to say, Rashford is on 250k, right?
Yeah.
Marshall is on 250k. This is the issue now with the fan base, because you love Rashford, you love Marshall, right? The next step for them is to become world class, right? If they're on 250k and they're not world class yet, what's their cap? That means that the next player that we signed, he's going to look at these man not being world class and this, and he's going to want that, right? And then when, say, Rashford have a good season, he's on 400k, someone that's half his level is going to want 250.
Yeah, of course.
So those two persons, we have to let go of these guys Maguire, we have to let go of these guys because they're going to come. Say it. You're hearing me, right?
Yeah, if someone wants him, though, they have to want them.
Yes, say it, but that's the thing. So we have to mark it because here's the difference with Maguire and our last captain. Even though Ashley Young wasn't the greatest of player, Ashley Young brought to the team, he had character, right?
Yeah.
He will kick you up, he will rough you up, he will hit you, he will do something, even though he's not bringing much to the team. He brings some type of character that the other player will look back and say, Ashley Young is doing something, you know,
Yeah,
he gives you that fight, that spirit Ashley Young gives to you. So the personality of Maguire, Shaw, these guys are too soft. They don't talk. They don't demand much from the players forward. So you have a side of divas in the team. A lot of divas. They're soft. They're sorry for themselves. Wan-Bissaka, bro, I never hear him talk. I never hear him say, yo, do this, do that. So you have a back four of guys that don't talk.
Yeah.
Right? They don't talk. They're in their self. They're shy. I don't know what. That can't work, Said. You need egos, not egos, but you need characters in there at the back. You got to start with guys that have character, right? The midfield, Pogba, these guys, to me, Pogba is slowly declining. You're seeing it. He's not the physical, hard-working player that he probably could have been. So he's more like taking it easy on himself. That's like Wijnaldum. You see Wijnaldum right now is picking up 1 and 2 inches. Pogba is hitting that age where he's going to decline. So we can't really trust Pogba to live up to the Premier League standards. Bruno Fernandes needs to learn how to play that number 8 position because David Silva can play it. So we are not going to say, okay, Bruno, you're a number 10. No, in the Premier League, you need to be able to play in that midfield position, right? Because we can't have 2 guys, no matter which 2 guys we have. The Ruben Neves, Rice. We can't have 2 guys in the pivot suffocating when other teams come and pressure them, bro.
True.
So Bruno, if he's mentally capable, he must know in himself that my team needs me. I need to fill a gap here. That must be his risk. That must be in his in his all. Like as a football, you must have that responsibility. Right now I need to be here. Pressure is right here. Freak the goals, freak the assists. Pressure is right here. I need to be here. It's a mentality thing. Rashford, he must know that 10 minutes to go. I can't shoot. I must find a pass. So these players, we need to ship out these because as I said, just look at it one more time. De Gea don't talk. Maguire don't talk. Shaw plays Call of Duty and eat pizza, bro. He don't talk. Wan-Bissaka don't talk, bro. Where are these guys gonna bring us? They have no personality. We need to change. And the manager, I rated Poch, I rated Ten Hag, but as I'm saying, bro, if you're telling me Poch can't manage Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe, then are you saying we're never going to have Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi type of players then? Basically, he's a stopgap.
There you go.
So it doesn't make sense.
And not the stopgap we need now. Not especially the stopgap we need now.
Nah, don't need that.
Exactly.
But please, bro, make somebody get a chance, man. Respect, bro.
Every time, man. I love your knowledge, man. Big up to you, bro. Come on, man. My G. Let's bring on Prince J again. Sorry about before, man.
You're good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, a little bit. It's a bit muffy.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
All right. Yeah. Big up, Saeed. Big fan, man. Been watching for a long time from USA.
Come on,
Connecticut.
man. Come on, bro. Who do you want? Who do you want as manager?
So the question, Ten Hag or Pochettino, right?
Yes.
I sound low. I have to yell or no?
Sorry?
Do I have to yell or I sound good?
No, it's all good. It's all good. Who
Right,
do you want?
I'm more Ten Hag, but I'm looking at the whole of the club. I feel like the board and the owners, it's all class anyway. So it don't matter who we really get as the manager, in my opinion. The players are not to the level that we all expect. There's a whole bunch of different. I feel like the fan base is really, really, really divided.
Yeah.
You got a whole bunch of people who like Bruno. You got a whole bunch of people who don't like Bruno.
Yeah.
It's like, as a fan base, you don't see that with other teams. You don't see. I mean, obviously you see that with the other top 16, but they're more united as a team, as a fan base. Us, it's too much division. Too much division. Too
Between
much
who?
division in our
Between
club.
who?
Say ask question.
Between who? Between who's the division by?
I'm talking about with everything. There's so much division in our club. Like that's why we're not gonna go anywhere. That's why the Glazers and that's why everybody's just sitting there because they're just letting us fight instead of us coming together to try to as one to try to take them down. We're all just fighting these little battles of who's better, who's this, who's that. You feel me? So, but if we had to choose a manager right now, I would choose Ten Hag. I feel like he's the up and coming manager. Pochettino. I don't. It's not that I don't rate him. I feel like he just is getting old with Pochettino. I want something new. I want something fresh.
That's what I mean. Everybody's like that, bro. Everybody's wants a fresh idea, especially when you've been waiting for something so long to finally get something. You don't want, I mean, you want the best thing in town, innit? Especially where United are now. We need major surgery, and you need the best. You need the best technician. You need the best surgeon. And for me, Ten Hag is the best surgeon. So time will tell, man. Whereabouts in America are you from, by the way?
I'm from Connecticut.
Connecticut.
That's a very, very small state. I don't know if everybody know in the comments, but Connecticut.
Nah, not really. But big up to you for coming on,
Big
bro.
up.
Come on, man. My guy. Big up to you. Let's bring on Corrad. Corrad, how are you?
What's up, Sai? How are you, man?
Yeah, not too bad, man. How are you?
Oh, good, man. I'm all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, so
Come on. That's what we love to see, man.
Yeah, gotta keep it across the pond. Trying to follow the Premier League at 7 a.m. is pretty. It gets annoying, but you get up and do it.
I don't know how you do it, man. I seriously don't know how you do it.
I don't know either, but it's before college football, so I wake up, I watch the Premier League, and then it goes off, and then college football comes on. It comes like it's a whole day basically of sports. It's pretty cool when you phrase it like that in your head.
Yeah, true. To be fair, you can watch it from morning to night. Fair play, fair play. Who do you want as manager then? Who do you reckon can be the guy to change United's fortunes? Ten Hag or Pochettino?
Well, to preference this, I'm a Liverpool fan, so I want you guys to bring back Jose, preferably. But that's unfortunate that can't happen.
Yeah.
But I think Manchester United, and credit to Liverpool fans, when things were going bad and we had John Joe Shelby on the wing and Andy Carroll down the middle and things got really, really dark, we started focusing on the owner and what they wanted because that's their main priority. So I think a lot of times Manchester United fans don't focus on what the owner wants, Glazer. And what he wants, he doesn't, I'll say he doesn't care about on the field pitch or the manager. He wants a new stadium. I think that's the elephant in the room that nobody's really talking about. I mean, Old Trafford, the roof's leaking. I mean, it's he wants a new stadium. That's why the team's not good. He doesn't really feel the need to invest in players. He's saving up to buy a new stadium. So I don't know how Old Trafford is. I don't know the development around there.
It's pretty old. But at least you guys had a new stand, you know what I mean? Your training ground, you developed it a little bit. Just give me just as a quick question. How do you think how many years do you think we're behind you guys in terms of getting back to the top? Just give me a number.
What are you guys, 6th place right now?
Yeah.
Crashed out. So we're about to lose Salah, so that's not good. But it's really the stadium. That's what as soon as they approve the stadium, you guys can figure out how you're gonna fund that. Because from what I've seen the picture of Old Trafford, the area around it, I don't say it's bad, but it's not
it's very industrial. Yeah,
right. Exactly. There's a lot of factories and stuff around there.
Yeah, facts.
They don't want that. They want bars and apartments, and they want you to drive your car to the game so they can charge you $100 for parking.
They
don't like any of that stuff, so they're not gonna invest in a quote unquote top player. What they really should do is buy 8 players for 150, and then you guys would be pretty good because you would increase competition in the squad. The deadwood would have to eventually filter out because somebody's not everybody's going to be comfortable sitting on the bench. That's just a fact. That's just pro sports. So the guys who think they can play, they're going to leave, and you're going to have a nice mixture of young talent, old guys, and get Maguire out. That's the only player that needs to get out the team.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot, man. But big up to you, man, Karod, for coming on, bro. And appreciate your time, bro. Love,
awesome, man. Enjoy your day.
Big up you too, man. You too. Big up to you, JP. JP, how are you, man?
Sorry, man. Good, thanks. And South Saeed.
Yeah, not too bad. Where are you from?
I'm from Cape Town, South Africa.
Big up to you, man. Big up to South Africa. Who do you want, man? You know what I mean? United to get next. Let's talk of Pochettino, talk Ten Hag. The corner show, we're asking everyone. Who do you think we should get?
Yeah, I would go for Ten Hag. If United is going to go for the Pochettino thing, because I know that they're trying to push that, and I think it was because of the whole thing with Levy, and he was just like a yes man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that they would prefer that, but no, Ten Hag for sure, because he's got the new, football is progressing forward, and if we're going to go for the managers of like yesteryear, then how are we going to compete with the likes of City, Liverpool, and so on? So no, Ten Hag for sure.
Is there a kind of a feeling for you that Pochettino might be the easiest answer?
Yeah, I'll definitely say it would be the easier answer for them. Probably like less headaches for the Glazers. He'll just make do with the squad that he's got. Maybe not be so demanding. But my worry with Pochettino is he's in a big club with players with big egos, and it seems like it's like almost like he doesn't have control of them. Because I watched the second leg of the Real Madrid PSG game, and I mean, they should have been coasting through. They had the advantage. They scored the first goal in the Bernabeu. Look, Real Madrid is on. It seems like they stabilizing a bit, but I really thought that they would have gone through. But you can see it's almost like Pochettino just doesn't have that mentality to push those egos to pay. And I mean, yeah.
Yeah, time will tell, man. Time will tell. But big up to you, man. JP from South
definitely.
Africa. Love for coming on. Man. Come on, man.
Love. Great job.
Yeah, anytime, man. Anytime, bro. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Let's bring on G on. Big up to everybody who's still watching, by the way. Over 400 if you're still watching. Please hit a like button on the video. Big up to Grady, Ikevin, James in the background, Brian, AFCB, James, True Devil. I will get to you all as soon as possible. G, how are you, man? Everything all right?
Yeah, good. How you doing, Saeed? You good?
Yeah, not too bad, man. I've been enjoying the time off, you know what I mean? From the stress of the United, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Another disappointing week. But I guess all we've got to do is just to kind of look forward now and look at obviously trying to finish in this top four. Ragnick's got a big job, but beyond that, I just feel that this could be a massive. I've said it before. I think it could be a massive summer for us. Not necessarily because we're just going to go out and splash the cash everywhere, but because we're going to be forced into certain things with the contracts ending, players leaving. You got Pogba, Lingard, you've got Cavani, question marks over him, Martial, question marks. I'm missing some as well. Even players like Chong and Grant and players like that.
Yeah, lots of players. Yeah,
there's lots of players. Mata's another one. What's going on with Matic? 1 year extension. Are they going to trigger that?
It's key decisions, isn't it? You have to make them decisions.
They have to, and that's the thing. It's not, up till now, the summers, I think the last 2 or 3 summers, fans have been kind of hoping that we'll sort of splash the cash on 5 or 6 players every summer. But I really feel like this season they're going to be forced into doing certain things. You can't lose that amount of players, and significant players as well. When you talk about Pogba, Lingard, and Cavani, and all these type of players, you're losing significant talent. So we have to replace it. It's going to be really fascinating to see whoever comes in, who's gonna do it and how they're going to do it. Which is why it's so important to get that man in within. I hear they're looking to do it by the end of March.
You know what? It's time's ticking for me because I just think we're desperate, and when desperate times come in, you don't make necessarily the right decisions, do you? So
Exactly, and that's what we've done in the past. We've panicked and we've rushed into certain signings on deadline days and things like that. This time we've got an opportunity to get someone in by the end of March and really start to then build and work out who's going to go, what type of players we want to come in. They're going to be able to have a real think about the way they want to play as well.
Yeah,
because I believe that is massive. The person that comes in has to look at what players that we have and how they want to play. We've been putting too many square pegs into round holes over the last few years. We're playing players like Mata on the right hand side. You know, we had so many forwards, and I think that was the part of our problem. We were trying to get all the forwards on the pitch and really imbalancing it by only playing two in midfield and leaving basically a back six exposed. So he's got to come in. He's got to understand how many forwards he's got, including wingers, what type of midfielders he's got, and what is your identity going to be? What's your how are you going to play? That's what every manager should do. It should be based on what you have in your team, not just turning up with a formation that you're used to and imposing that on the team that you go to. That's not right. That will never work. And I think that's what every other manager has done up till now.
Just as a last question, do you think that there's that kind of fear that they will go for the easy option? Like I keep telling people, Pochettino is the easy option. You know what I mean? You know, if he's sat by Madrid, PSG, there isn't that conversation to deal with. It's more easier maybe to negotiate. You know what I mean? Is that the worry for you?
Yeah, it's a big worry because we've done it a lot, to be perfectly honest. Not just with we've done it a lot with players.
With Ollie,
we did it with Ollie, obviously, as well. So yeah, that's for me. That would be a big worry. I think potentially, I actually think they might already have something agreed with Pochettino, and that's why certain things are being done in certain ways, especially with the Paul Mitchell business. I'd love him to come in. That's another thing as well. Let me ask you about this, Saeed. Paul Mitchell. If Paul Mitchell comes to Man United and Rangnick stays, we've got Mitchell, Rangnick, Murta, and Fletcher.
Yeah.
All in sporting director roles. Football.
I know. Something's got to give, though. Something's got to give, and that's the problem.
How would that work? How can that work? I've got no problem with Mitchell coming in because he is well renowned. You know, he's well renowned. Anyone who knows football knows what he's done with Monaco, Leipzig, and there's another team as well that I forget. You might be able to remind me of that he's transformed. So that's fine. But if Rangnick stays, you've got him and Rangnick working together. You've already got Murto in a sporting director role, and then you've got Fletcher as a technical director. How are those four going to work together? And what are what's the job descriptions going to say? Do you know what I mean? What are their roles going to be? That would be my concern. But to answer your question, because I know you got to get people on, the title of the show. For me personally, I like Ten Hag, but I think that's, that fits in pretty much with, I would say, 70% of the fan base from what I've seen.
Yeah, 100%. It's attraction, isn't it? It's attraction right now, but isn't the reality what we need? I don't know.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Yes, Paul Mitchell did have that. Spurs was the other team. Sorry, yeah. But the only other thing I would say is there were 4 shortlisted apparently: Lopetegui, Luis Enrique, Pochettino, and Ten Hag. If it wasn't Ten Hag, if there was any realistic chance of getting Luis Enrique, why would we not be looking at that?
Yeah, but I think because he's rejected us for the Spain job, and in terms of, he's just kind of said, no, I'm busy with Spain. Maybe that's why they think. Yeah, he said it already. I think he said something about concentrating on Spain, and hence why they haven't got time to waste. So
yeah, in that case, Ten Hag, all out Ten Hag, all out.
Absolutely. Big up to G, man. Love for coming on as always.
Yeah,
big
man.
Up to you,
man. See you next week.
Come on, man. My guy. Big up to you. Big up to you. We're gonna bring on Kevin. Then we're gonna bring on True Red Devil. Then we got Brian in the background, Fraz 1986. So, and there's a lot more in the background as well. So please keep hitting the like up, people. And there's nearly 500 of you still here, hour and a half in. Big up to you guys. You enjoyed the calling show. This is your show, people. And make sure to download this OneFootball app, people. It's free to download. Help support the channel, people. That they are sponsoring the channel. So big up to them. Link is in the description to download the app. Let's bring on Kevin. Kevin, sorry for the wait. How are you, man?
No, all good. I'm all right, bro. How about you?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. You been enjoying your break?
Yeah, no disappointment this week.
There you go. That's the
enjoying
reality.
Just enjoying my NBA team kill it. So yeah. At least I have something to smile about.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. Who do you want? Ten Hag or Pochettino?
Eric Ten Hag for me. I think that's what everyone wants. I think that's what majority of the fan base wants. I think Poch is not. Don't get me wrong. Poch is not a bad manager. Like, people discredit for what he's done at Spurs, Southampton. Like, what he's done at PSG. All right, it doesn't always work out everywhere you go.
Yeah,
I think it depends on the resources you have around you, and it depends on the egos as well you have to deal with. I think Poch has to deal with a lot of egos at PSG.
Yeah,
and I'm a Celtics fan, by the way, Sam.
Okay.
Yeah. So as I was saying, yeah, Poch is not a bad manager. I wouldn't be that angry if we had Poch, but then I think Ten Hag should be the better one, because Ten Hag for me is the better manager. He's, for me, progressed over the years at Ajax. He's for me, he knows how to work with the youth as well. He knows how to. He knows how to work with good players around him. Like, for example, you have Donny here already, waiting for Ten Hag to come into the door and literally put him in the starting lineup, because it's been hell for Donny for 2 years now at Man United. He's wanting to start, no, but not just Donny. There's more than that. He'll play good football. For me, he'll improve the vibes as well, because I'm sure a lot of players will be suited to Ten Hag. He needs to be given the resources that he wants as well. He needs to be given the money that he wants to spend on players to offload some of these deadwood that we don't even need, because there's a lot of players that seriously need to get out of this club, and I think Ten Hag needs to slowly get them out of here. I think Maguire has to be one of them. He has to go. The first thing Ten Hag, if he walks through this door for me, he has to take that captain's armband off Harry Maguire. That is the first step. The second step would be to consider the future of some uncertain players. So say like Luke Shaw. There's a lot of contract talks. You've got Martial. What are you gonna do with Martial? He's coming back from loan. Do you sell him? Do you keep him? Donny van de Beek. I'm sure he'll use Donny van de Beek, because he loves Donny.
He's got to.
He has to use Donny. I'm not sure about Ronaldo. Will he stay? Will he go? Cavani's gone. We already know Cavani's gone. There are some players that, for me, are done at this football club. Lingard is gone. But there are some players that really, really need to consider their future before playing for this football club. They have to improve. They have to play better, or Ten Hag will just kick you out of the team straight away. But yeah, I'd go with Eric Ten Hag. That's the main.
Big up, man. Love for coming on, man. I appreciate you all the time, man.
Love, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Big up to you, man. Love, man. Big up to you. True Red Devil, have you got your camera on there? True Red Devil, are you there? No. Right, let's bring on Brian. Brian's waiting. Brian's chilling. What do you say, Brian? You good?
I'm good. Got a bit of COVID at the moment, but I'm okay.
Oh, man. Sorry to hear, man. Hope you get better, man.
It is what it is. Just found out this morning, tested positive. My whole family had it, so.
Oh, man. Sorry to hear, man. Sorry to hear.
That is what it is. It's like a flu.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Basically, how I feel, the next manager comes in. I've talked to you before. I think Ten Hag is the right guy, but this only works if the club get out of his way and say, you run the football. You run the football part of it. Here's your budget. Here's what here's your budget. Here's what you can do. Any players you want to get rid of, you get rid of them. Any players you want to keep, you keep them, right? You can bring in your own backroom staff. You could bring in your own youth staff. You can get rid of the staff you have at the moment. You can keep, you can keep who you want, you can get rid of who you want. That it only works if they give him full autonomy of the football club when it comes to running the football. Bring in the players he wants. Any identification of players they have at the moment, if they're not on his list, get rid of them. It only works. It doesn't matter if it's Ten Hag, doesn't matter if it's Pochettino.
It's all about the players and the structure. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, because we need a structure. And at the moment, we don't have a structure. We've got so many players that I don't think they have self-belief. When we signed Pogba, right, everybody was head over heels. I wasn't. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Ferguson let him go as a young man, even though he wanted money, right? I guarantee you, Ferguson looked into this young man's eyes and said, "He's not the future of Manchester United." You know what I mean? Like, and I'm trusting Alex Ferguson here. That's nothing to do with Pogba, right? He's not the guy to bring United forward. He's not the guy.
Do you believe in terms of the whole kind of culture at United? Has anyone really succeeded? You know, barring maybe David De Gea. Is there a bigger picture maybe we need to focus on?
There is a bigger picture. There is a bigger picture because what's happened over the last number of years is we've had a number of managers, right? And they've all had different styles, different philosophies. There's no real direction the club has gone in.
Yeah.
Where you say, and they've signed a lot of players, and the worst thing about the players we signed over a number of years is the big, massive contracts, getting rid of them if they don't work out. That has been the biggest problem for Manchester United. And tell you the truth, right? Thinking about it, right? A lot of those players are on a lot of money. And it's a good thing if they work out well and teams are interested in them. If they don't work out well, right? That interest lowers. Manchester United do not get the transfer fee they want for those players. And teams are not willing to pay the wages that these players want. And getting rid of them is quite difficult, right? It's just impossible. And this is the first time I think I've been in tune with the United fans, majority of United fans, when they say I want Ten Hag, because every other time, right, when Man City got Pochettino over us, right? When we went for Mourinho and Man City got Pochettino,
Man City.
Yeah, remember when not Pochettino, sorry, Guardiola. Sorry.
Oh, Guardiola, yeah, I was gonna say.
Sorry. Yeah,
no
Guardiola.
worries.
Yeah, when they got Guardiola over Manchester United, I knew that, one guy was a short term fix, and the other guy was the long term fix. Because no matter what, right, Guardiola would come in and he would have a style of play that the next manager could come in. Eric Ten Hag would love to come in. Eric Ten Hag, after Guardiola leaves, would be the perfect manager for Manchester City. If you understand what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
And that's the problem. We don't have a structure. Our structure's all over the place. We don't really, and players have been running amok for a long time. They've been getting away with doing the bare minimum. Without any consequences, and under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it was just a nightmare. Watching us, right? We came second last year in the league, but I saw nothing in the style of play. We won a game. Everybody was happy, but I didn't see a style of play or something where I went, you know what? It looks good for the future, right? And that's the problem. There's no identity with this club.
Absolutely. No, you speak well, man. You speak well, Brian. Get better, and man. Hopefully, we get better fortunes for United, but we'll see.
Absolutely.
Take care, man.
Thanks for having me on side.
Love, bro. Anytime, man. Big up to you. Bring on Red Dead. Oh, again, true Red Devil. You there? Can you flip the camera?
I'm here, bro. Well, the camera's a bit messed up. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
All right, brother. So first of all, I'll go for Zidane. Just out of the bed.
Okay.
I wouldn't go for either because, like the previous callers have been saying, the problem with Man United is it's deeper than just getting the right manager. You know what I mean? So personally, I think you need a bigger character in the dressing room. You need a bigger character. And why do I say this? Ten Hag is a fantastic manager. He's a fantastic tactician. But if things go south at Man United, you know how the press are, you know how the fans are. They'll get on to you, and what you need is someone who's got some credit in the bank. And the only credit in the bank that counts at United is trophies. You need someone who's got credit in the bank in terms of stature, in terms of if the chips are down, he walks into the dressing room and no one says a word. If the chips are down, he walks into the dressing room and people are like, you know what? We're losing, but not because of this man. We're losing because of us. You understand what I mean? And the problem with Man United, players have always had the cop outs. They've always said, oh, well, he hasn't won anything. It's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Well, it's Mourinho. He's negative. Well, it's Van Gaal. He's always just pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball. He last won his Champions League in 1999. Well, if you bring Zinedine Zidane, I'm sorry, buddy. I don't care who you are in that dressing room. You got to pick up your socks and you got to work. And if it doesn't work for Zidane, it's not going to spoil his reputation. It's just going to make United look worse. And the only reason Man United have not put him in this list is because they know he will expose them yet again. Now, the fans are buying into this whole rebuild. Ten Hag is going to have to rebuild because I don't think he wins the league in 2 or 3 seasons. Neither do I think he wins the Champions League in 2 or 3 seasons. So ultimately,
You start from
we're doing the
somewhere,
same thing. It's the same thing, though, Said. It's the same thing, though, bro.
I
What
don't
Man
think Zidane
United
comes,
needs.
bro.
Well, okay, fine, but then this is the kind of manager we should be looking at. Someone who will say, look, forget. I don't want to swear, but forget the whole rebuild thing. It's one way for the players to make money every year without actually giving the fans what they deserve. That's what. If we're just gonna keep it real, I'm sorry to just keep it real. Yeah, this is what they do. What you actually need to do is to look at what's happening in football right now. In the past 16 years, you have all the teams that have won the Champions League or Premier League or the La Liga, the biggest trophies, they have set their manager in 2 or 3 years if they hadn't won anything. So if the manager hasn't won anything in the first 2 years, he's being sacked on the clubs, the big clubs I'm talking about. Yeah? And then you have players who have been disrupted by this, Marcus Rashford included. The player for Anthony Martial, I don't think he can recover his career. But Manchester United have absolutely destroyed something that was potentially amazing for the next 5 to 10 years there. Like the previous caller said, besides so many attackers, you have Cavani, you have Ronaldo, Rashford, Martial, Sancho, Ilanga, Ahmad, Greenwood. Yeah, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had no idea what he would do with Cristiano Ronaldo. That was the final nail in his coffin. That was the final nail in his coffin because he just threw away everything that he had been building or claiming to have been building for the past 2 years. I'm going on for too long, I get that. But my point being, why I'm saying Martial is like this is look at the way that the fans have rightfully set him off and be like, you know what, we're done with this guy. But at the same time, factually, he's the only striker we have to have been top goal scorer, not just once, twice. Yeah, he's been the top goal scorer twice. He's been the player of the year twice. And in those seasons that has been top goal scorer or player of the year, we either won a trophy or finished in the top 4. In the FA Cup run, I remember it was at Everton. He scored the final in the semi-final, if I'm not mistaken. Everton, that was way back, right? Same thing happened when we finished third. If you remember when we finished third in that season, where it was the first time we went back into the Champions League, he was the top goal scorer. So the biggest achieving seasons, you've had someone who you've just kicked out because guess what? He had bad run of form. You signed 2 old strikers, and all of a sudden the apple cut is all over the place. As for the midfield, don't get me started. There's no way we're winning anything with that. But for me personally, I'll go with Zidane. In terms of the names you've put out there, I'll go with Ten Hag. The names you put out there, and I understand why you put them out there, but personally, I'm tired, Said. I'm tired, man.
All right, then. Bless up, man. Big up for coming on, bro.
Love, bro. Love from Germany.
Big up to you. Big up to you. Let's bring on Frost. Guys, can we get your cameras on, please? If you're waiting in the background, camera on, please, and they get priority. Big up to you, Frost, 986. What are you telling me? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. How about you?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. You've been listening to the show, Ten Hag or Pochettino. Which manager are you taking?
To me, it doesn't matter which manager comes in unless Old Trafford get bulldozed down.
You what? Sorry?
We need to march down the stadium, march down everything.
Okay, protests, you mean?
No, not protest. I mean, tear down the stadium. We have to start from the stadium.
All right, okay.
Start from the stadium. Get rid of those old coach. Because remember, when Ali was running it, Ali was saying he's not the coach, right? And those coaches still there. So we got to get rid of them too. Get rid of the medical department. Get rid of the coaching department. Get rid of the man who cut the grass. Get rid of everyone.
I'm sure the man who cuts the grass isn't, at fault for our demise. But you just want a clean slate. I get your point.
Clean slate, because it doesn't matter which manager come in, Ten Hag or Patch, we're gonna have the same old shit. Nothing not gonna change. That's why.
Which one would make you happier? Which one would make you happier if you're a United fan? Who's gonna make you more happier, Ten Hag or Pochettino?
Shit. Knowing me, I like fancy football, so I'll take Ten Hag instead of Poch.
Okay, fair enough.
Poch, he's just gonna remind me of Ollie. He's too soft. He's too soft, and we're gonna go back to the same old shit, and then that's just gonna scar Pochettino life and career forever. If he come to Manchester United and he fail, that's it for him. So I rather Ten Hag, who I know I'm gonna see real football, like tactics and everything. With Poch,
same old football that you see before. Yeah. I get it.
I'm just reminded of Ollie. It's just soft, yes man, okay, I'll work. He won't buy no players. He will just work with whatever the Glazers give him.
Yeah.
He won't stand up. So before Ollie, if they did get Poch, it would have been okay because he was the only one available at that time. But now, I heard a lot of people say Manchester United, like my friends who are Chelsea fan or Manchester City fan, they say Manchester United is a small club. They might be making money, but now it's reaching to a point when team used to go to Manchester United and be scared. They're afraid. Now they come to Manchester United,
Yeah, exactly. Fras, big up to you for coming on, man. Love for coming on, brother.
All right, much respect.
Come on, man. Big up to you. We're gonna bring on Nate. Nate, you good?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. Who do you fancy, Ten Hag or Pochettino?
The shortlist become two now. Is just, to be honest with you, it does not matter. It does not matter when you think about it, really, because I listened to your show with Nuruddin, which I love, by the way.
Big up, man. Love.
He keeps going on the structure, which is he definitely is right. It's not a joke. It might sound cliche when you say it again and again and again, but it's a root problem that we have. You can see on the players, you can see on the training, you can see on the matches, you can see on the fans. It's beyond the mess. The problem is just all over the place. A manager, it can come in, but a manager can only coach the players. He can only do his tactics. He cannot do like a structure or something to do with the board or the PR. So I want to come back to the manager debate. I like Ten Hag. I like Poch as well. I don't want to disrespect Poch because he's not doing well right now. Because Poch has an incredible potential to be a manager, and let's not forget what he did for Tottenham.
That's true. That is a very good point you make there.
Yeah. He has not won anything. Yes, at the end of the day, a result it matters, but he built something there for what they are right now. Look at their stadium. They even have an identity. Not now particularly, but during his tenure there, he built some sort of an identity, a high pressure team, a young squad. He can build that, and he can work with young people. And right now, it's not a good time to give praise for Poch because PSG. You know, PSG is not working for PSG. PSG is not working for him at PSG. And at the end of his term in Tottenham as well. But I don't mind Poch if he comes to Man United. It's not the popular opinion, but I don't mind it because one thing I would say is he can work with youngsters. You know, he wouldn't push in Maguire in the starting lineup when he's performing just atrocious week after week, or day after day. You know, he might give the chance for the youngsters. We have some tremendous prospect youngsters in our academy. It could be Charlie Savage, Hannibal, even Zidane. Yeah, we have some of them, and I would say that they would make a difference in the field. Off the field, I mean, as fans, there's nothing we can do. Basically,
we have to trust the Glazers in obviously hypothetical terms. You know what I mean? We have to trust what they do.
We
And
need
again,
something.
we've been mistrusted at the time.
Yeah, we need something big to offload them our club because it's just they have all the power. Basically, we might have the voice here, but they have all the power to run the club, the PR, all the finances, the revenue, all of them. All the power is on their hands. You know,
absolutely,
and which is very hard for us to, even if let's say we constantly protested and then make all we can as a fan to offload them. We need a buyer. We need a good buyer, like a owner like Chelsea, who cares about the club, like Roman Abramovich. We need an owner like that again. So, which is it's a completely different topic, but
yeah, no, 100%, man. I appreciate your in-depth knowledge, and hopefully we can speak again, man. Big up to you, Nate.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate.
Big up to you. Big up to Nate there, man. Big up to everybody who's still watching. Nearly 400 of you still here. Nearly 2 hours into the show. I have got 10 more minutes of the show. I will try and speed this up. I am Man United. Are you there? Can I hear you?
Yo, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up, man? You chilling? You sleeping?
No, I'm just watching you. Like the guys talking about everything United and whatnot. But I feel like my personal opinion is like we should bring in Ten Hag, because I just feel like really Pochettino can't handle the big names, the likes of Neymar, Mbappe, Messi, and he can't get the best even out of those talented guys. So what I would say is get rid of players that you can see aren't really helping the club. Like for example, Fred, Maguire. If Rashford wants to leave, he can leave, because I'm open for him leaving. But I feel like it's also the mentality of the players. If you get a world-class coach, let's say even Tuchel or Ten Hag or even Pochettino, if you get one of those managers and the mentality of the players aren't aligned with the club's objectives, it really doesn't make sense. Because then what are they there for? What are they there to do at United? United is such a big club. We are supposed to be challenging for titles and Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues, and we are supposed to be up there. But now you find players that just bring the club even to a lower standard, and it's not supposed to be like that. So I feel like get rid of all the players that are really not that are a liability for United, and we know who they are definitely, and try to get in Ten Hag and build a proper structure for United, because United isn't a Europa League club or a Europa Conference League club. We are supposed to be challenging. So yeah, that's my take on
big
who
up to you, man. Where you from, by the way? Where you from?
I'm from Namibia, bro.
So where's from?
Namibia.
Nambia.
Yeah.
All right, big up to you, man. Big up from Nambia, man. Love for coming on, bro.
Nah, thanks, bro.
Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Big up to you. Big up to everybody who's still watching, man. We're gonna get a few more callers in. Gary Clark, then Mo, and we'll get you on as soon as we can. Gary Clark, how are you, mate? You feel all right?
Yes, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. Obviously, I've been asking everyone, Pochettino or Ten Hag. Where do you think?
Well,
sorry, Namambia, I think it is. Sorry, man, I got it wrong. Yeah, man. Sorry, go on, Gary.
yeah. Well, I think Ten Hag would be the better choice out of the two because I think he wins trophies. He plays good football, and the most important thing is he develops players, which our managers in the last 3 or 4 Man United managers haven't done. So, yeah, I think Pochettino's a decent coach, but to come into Man United, I think it'd be better for Yes Man. I could see him sacked in 2 or 3 years, and I could see the same old cycle, and I could see the same players being around: the Maguires, the Shaws, the Rashfords, the Wan-Bissakas, these mediocre players. But I think Ten Hag would come in, he would develop players, he would have a proper vision, a proper style of play, he would challenge for trophies. And another reason I would like him is because I was just thinking if Man City or Liverpool sacked their manager, which they're not going to, or say if Klopp or Pep retired, who would they go for? And I don't think they'd go for Pochettino. I think they would go for Ten Hag, and that's another reason. Although Pochettino was a decent coach and he did do good things at Spurs, but the PSG, he hasn't done well, and he did get sacked by Spurs. So I would think Ten Hag's the more exciting manager. So
Yeah. No, time will tell, man. Time will tell, man. But Gary, I appreciate you calling, man. Love for coming on as always.
Thank you.
Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Let's bring on Mo. Mo, what are you saying? You good?
How's it going, sir? You alright?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. You said a couple of weeks ago that Pochettino will be coming to the club. Do you still stand by that?
No, me, I didn't say that.
Hey?
I didn't say that.
You didn't say that?
I said Ten Hag. I said Ten Hag, mate. We're getting Ten Hag. There's no point of having this. There's no point of having this Pochettino Ten Hag debate. It's going to be Ten Hag. Trust me on that. I got a feeling it's going to be 10. There's a lot of stuff coming out, man. Slowly, like if you're on Twitter Spaces, things are starting to get leaked. It's going to be Ten Hag. It's going to.
Twitter Spaces.
Well, I mean, there's some good information on there.
Who's the journalist? Who's the journalist that you heard?
You don't need some journalist. You can feel it in the air. Let's feel it in the air. But what I'll tell you, side is it's a different. It's good. It's going to be a different Man United going forward. You're going to see some good football. For me, I've always said, how do we win a Premier League or how do we win a Premier League or Champions League? We have to get a manager that plays a high press attacking football. Yeah. You got to basically get a copycat of Guardiola, and this manager is like Guardiola. Lot of players side are going to get moved on. I'm definitely sure some players are going to get moved on, or they're going to get limited football time. Players like Scott McTominay, you can say the football club, but side is going to be very limited his football. They're going to start moving players on. For me, people keep moaning about Man United. There's no structure. There's no this. There's no that. They are trying to build a structure at long last. They've actually done something different. They brought Ralph Rangnick in to be a consultant at Man United, a man that's built football clubs, that built structures. You've got Ralph Rangnick in there. You've got a new CEO that doesn't have his hands on everything. He just concentrates on the business side. Don't forget, under Ed Woodward.
Which CEO?
Richard Arnold. Richard Arnold. He doesn't have his hands on everything. He's basically left the footballing side to Ralph Rangnick, John Murtaugh, Darren Fletcher. I've heard also rumours that Paul Mitchell might be the new DOF.
What?
Director of football. He's been at the United game.
No. Chill. Again, where are you hearing these rumours from? I've not heard anything.
Nah, sorry. He was at the games. He was at under 21 games with Ralph Rangnick.
From Manchester, you know that as well.
Yeah, no. So there you go. Look, Saeed, it's going to take time, but Man United is moving in the right direction. We had a new we had a CEO under Ed Woodward, who for him, his legacy will be £1 billion spent under 5 failed managers. Yeah, I don't want Pochettino. Pochettino is a.
Yo, Mo.
No, I'm not saying God. I'm just being positive. We had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, yeah, and people want Pochettino. Pochettino is a better version of Ole, where he's got more nicer haircut. That's it. He's a needy man. He's a bottle job. Forget Pochettino. It's going to be Ten Hag going forward, and it's going to be a new Man United, and we're going to have a new structure. It's going to take some time, but starting to get a bit excited, mate. Starting to get a bit excited.
I don't know, man. I've stopped the excitement for me because I feel like for me,
no, but
you lose hope, man.
No, I know. I get where the fans are coming from. I get it. 9, 10 years, no trophies, no nothing.
Yeah.
But we wanted a structure. They're building a structure. They're bringing one of the best managers in the world in Ten Hag. They're trying to develop a footballing philosophy. You know, it's going to take time, side. If you expect Man United to win the league next year, it's not going to happen. You have to build the foundations to win a league title, and he has to start somewhere, side. We can't keep on moaning for years and years. Oh, we have to have a structure. The club are trying to build a structure.
Yeah, we'll see. But listen,
And also, side, for me, side, Glazers out always. It's always going to be.
You said things here now. You said Ten Hag is coming. You can feel it in the air. And also, you said that Paul Mitchell is coming. So I have to hold this accountable to you if this doesn't happen. You know that?
Look, if Ten Hag, side. If Man United don't get Ten Hag, I'll be extreme. I'll come here and apologize, but I'll be extreme. I'm confident
as well.
I'll come on camera 100%. Look, if we don't get Ten Hag, I'll come on camera 100%. I'll put my camera on and expose myself to the world.
Okay, for the first time in how long?
And if we get
platforms,
look, listen, Ten Hag's coming. He's coming. Just be patient.
Okay.
Soon.
We are patient. Don't worry. We've been patient for the last 10 years for success.
Exactly, mate. We can be patient for the next 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
We'll Man at the back.
But Mo, big up to you, man. Big up to you.
No, always, bro.
Big up to you. Listen, people, this is the end of the show. We have hit 2 hours. Controversial Guna, I'm sorry, couldn't get you on. A couple of guys in the background. This is a 2-hour show. Big up to everybody who's been here. We've had literally nearly 500 of you here throughout the whole show. Listen, this is the calling show, man. People like the show. Big up to Nee in the background as well. Love for you, bro. Big up to everybody. Sicario, Iko Kappa, Real Zlatan. Come on, man. I believe Ten Hag. Yeah, man. Listen, we have to have that belief. Free Donny. Big up to everybody, man. Big up to everybody who's watched the whole show. Zach, Brian, Danish Iqbal, Ilyas, Kush, Sean. Yeah, man. Everybody who's watched the show, man. Big up to everybody, man. Love for coming on, man. Love everybody for coming on, man. Listen, I won't be back tomorrow because I'm doing the Big Six all day in London. Thursday, the Man Talk. And then Friday, you might get a good piece of content out. So watch out for that one on Friday. But yeah, man, Neil Ashton, you might be on his watch, mate, but we'll see, man. Please, guys, leave a like on the video. Please, you haven't liked the video already, leave a like. And also right here, download the OneFootball app. It's a free app. All your latest football news, all your latest transfer news, download it now. It's the link in the description. Hit that link. You download it. It's free to download. Helps this channel. And hopefully we can be sponsored for the rest of the season, people. But for now, people, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you soon, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.